Hi Sagittarius, here's a general look at your solar chart for October 2011. This is a very progressive phase in store when group efforts could pay off, friendships are being highlighted, acquaintanceships being highlighted, and you might be giving more thought to goals you wish to achieve for a very long time. In fact, you might be getting a chance to roll up your sleeves and get on with something that's been on the back burner for a very long time, or held away from you, or at least having a good old crack at it. At the moment in this particular month, the aspects are coinciding with the long-term cycle of Saturn in Libra. So in the first part of October and just past the middle of October, we're going to be running parallel to where Saturn is in your solar chart, and where that is for you is in an area to do with a social circle, whether that's for business or in your in your personal life, contacts, acquaintanceships, but also teaming up, working together with others, building a database, maybe networking, and it's also very much about your hopes and dreams from the past, something that you always wanted to try, something you always wanted to experience, to achieve, and again, as I said before, you could be getting a chance to taste that and feel what that's like at the moment, but you need effort. You should be flexible as you go forwards and tweak this and change that and learn from it as as each day goes by. And you could start to think very differently about how to achieve these goals, or in fact even the goalposts might be changing. You might be changing your mind about how what you fondly thought of years ago you'd like to do. Maybe now at this stage in your journey that's kind of shifting and changing, and you're just going with the flow of it. You've got to be, though, patient. You'll have to be self-disciplined and just keep plugging away there, one step at a time. Saturn rules time, so nothing happens quickly wherever Saturn is. And this month, particularly over the first half of the month, it's going to be coinciding with the Saturn transit, which is a much longer cycle. It doesn't come out of there until autumn 2012. So construct your structure. Saturn likes structure, it likes regularity, it likes routine, it likes to make foundations. So set up your foundations in this area to do with long-term hopes and dreams, and building a sort of maybe a group, or teaming up with others, or sitting with others and learning with them, or working towards a common goal, or with a common interest in mind. And very slowly, over this long transit of Saturn, it won't necessarily be happening this month, you will be playing a very different role in the eyes of others, and maybe dancing to a very different beat of the drum. I mean, it could be a very different social circle that you're hanging out with in your personal life. It could even be connected to another culture, or other cultures, in fact. So the governing factor this month won't be so much what you know, as who you know and how you can cooperate together. And this is all going to be amplified. And until the 9th, friends and groups are warm, interesting, maybe opening the way to new experiences, some of which could be lucrative. So there could be a way of making money through this group contact for you. And then from the 9th, you're more inclined to keep your feelings to yourself. You'll start to sort of value your private time more. Good time for meditation, actually, starting from the 9th, particularly from the 13th, and putting maybe your own desires on one side to be a more of a compassionate, heart-based help for others, but also drawing that line in the sand about how you need to go in for nurturing activities yourself, whether that's simply going out for a walk, and And also a love relationship can be blossoming in a very low-key way in the background as well for some of you, or in a place which is to do with health, well-being, or an institution of some kind, or a retreat type place. And also until the 13th, the mental focus, so there's going to be a lot of mental energy dedicated to this this group team scenario, group collaborations, networking, friends as well, you know, bouncing ideas off each other's, having a bit of a brainstorming session. But then from the 13th, again, the same thing, your attention draws inwards, you start being more aware of your inner landscape, valuing your quiet time, pursuing practices which quiet your mind or get into your imagination, into your art, or maybe express your deeper thinking through writing, or some other medium of self-expression. And also it's a very good time to be linking with your dreams, your imagination, but also with your intuition and help coming from the unseen realms. And being very, that will be a time when you can kind of work on the inner planes with anything that you want to manifest. So be ready to hold the vision clearly and steadily of what you'd like to manifest. Now all month Mars, Mars has you putting physical energy probably into adventure and exploration and getting into a new area of interest. And for some of you physically, you know, connecting with foreign lands, even traveling, connecting with those at a distance, but also learning a lot. You're on quite a learning curve, I think, as well. And this position of Mars can also translate as you being the student, sort of higher education, learning through doing, maybe informally, but it can be formally as well. But also you being seen as the teacher and the guide to others as well. You having a brush with maybe the law, perhaps. That could be a way it can work, and crossing swords there possibly as well. But also another way it can work is that you will be very much connecting in with your awareness to the higher law, which I'm afraid to say doesn't have a lot to do with human law at all. The higher laws, the spiritual laws, and also communications over a wider area. So communications are really strongly highlighted, and so is good communication skills, and also education as well. So Mars here can help you to get the bigger picture, not sweat the small stuff, get the key insights, the bigger picture, the broader perspective, feel more positive, in your thinking, and what the overview that you're seeing. But of course, don't get tripped up on the very important small print as well. So familiarize yourself with that. From the 23rd, you could be pulling strings from behind the scenes, or getting on with a lot behind the scenes, or maybe keeping quiet about this and that or the other, so people don't really know how much you're putting into something behind the scenes, being a bit sort of keeping your cards close to your chest. The new moon on the 26th is in an area of retreat and renewal, and of touching base with your more ancient and wise self, or your artistic vision, your dreams, material from your subconscious, your unconscious. And that can be wonderful if you allow that energy of change and new beginnings. That can be wonderful for recharging your batteries, but you've got to be open to nurturing practices and therapies and the like. Your ruling planet is Jupiter, and until next June it'll be opening up opportunities for you in the employment sector, the job, the market in general, but also how you do your job, what job you do, the bits of kit you use, the equipment you use, the way you come across, the way you deliver the service, whatever the service is. It could be about training as well, very much so. Jupiter is about learning through doing, so it could be about you doing a course, either a formal one or an informal one, but definitely feeling more enthusiastic because it's a bit of an adventure, your daily routine, and you're developing new skills, and you're aware that you are, or you're developing new interests and you're aware that you are. Now, you could be seen more as a communicator or a guide or an advisor to others during this time. It depends on where your sun is in Sagittarius and also your age, really. But also you could benefit very much from sort of hands-on experience, learning through doing, as I said before. But you could have quite a lot coming towards you over these many months, so don't sort of pounce on the very first thing and think that's the only thing you're going to get, because Jupiter tends to bring abundance wherever it goes, and you can be quite overwhelmed and swamped with the to-do list if you don't know when to sort of shut the gate, you see, because you might spread yourself too thin and bite off more than you can chew, and then you're not getting the quality that you should have. So do your best at separating the wheat from the chaff, get more organised related to work schedules, and follow your instinct about what you're going to plump for and what you're going to choose. Also, this is about health and well-being, your own or somebody else's. Again, this bodes very well for improvements there over these many months. You getting the right bit of advice, you getting the right treatment. But again, reach out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Uranus moved into Aries in March. This is in a stunning angle to your sun sign. Uranus, the awakener, the alarm clock that goes off, that wakes everybody up. It's usually to do with the degree it's at in relation to your sun or other planets. But those of you born 23rd to 27th of November or up until 4 degrees of Sagittarius rising are likely to be feeling this vibration. You might find that your life is taking off in a very new direction. It's a bit buzzy, it's a bit exciting. You're having to be flexible. It's advisable that you are innovative, maybe following along an unconventional route. It's very linked also to modern information technology, networking, social networking sites, forums, blogs, anything which is in that area, but also anything which is at the cutting edge and at the leading edge. Any method, not just sort of material equipment, but any method as well. And there could be a new friendship or a love relationship or collaboration with somebody at a distance from you and from a very different background to you. Uranus is likely to stimulate your creative, free-spiritedness, and you might be called upon to take a leap of faith, just to be, to be more spontaneous and impulsive and self, believing in yourself more in your approach, and realizing, yes, that you can fly after all. Or on another level, you might be merging your individual mind with a much higher frequency mind or a more expanded awareness on another bandwidth, as it were. Now, Neptune has reversed back into Aquarius and will stay until February 2012. Neptune here will stimulate your imagination, increase your psychic ability, and also bring out your compassionate side with your interaction with others. But the thing is, you can tend to put on the rose-tinted spectacles, particularly maybe with siblings, it could be, or those that you see as soul brothers and sisters, and you overlook certain inconsistencies or faults, and you're giving them the benefit of the doubt when really, they're perhaps using your resources or not playing ball, however it is. And you Saggies born 20th to the 21st, 22nd of December, or the last couple of degrees of Sagittarius rising, or indeed the very beginning, November the 23rd, or the first degree of Sagittarius rising, going to feel this vibration most strongly this month. And over the many years, Pluto is in this very materialistic area, you will be learning what your bottom line is and what you need to value most highly in this life at this stage in your life's journey. And eventually you're going to discover where that balance lies for you and follow that star. But you might feel a little bit suspicious about somebody else getting overall control of your money or property, or however small that property is. It doesn't have to be, as big as a house, but it can be. You really get quite obsessed about needing to keep your strong grip, your strong control on what's yours. But as I say, eventually you will come to a balance here and a kind of an agreement with yourself. You Sagittarius born from November the 27th to the 29th, and with 3 to 6 degrees of Sagittarius rising, will feel this vibration most strongly this month. And that's it for October. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. Also, you might try and listen to your moon sign, see if that makes any sense to you. It'll add to or subtract from what I've said here, and I'll see you the next time.